Hello friends, welcome to JUnit 4 Framework Training Session 3. This is Haradhan once again. In this session, you can learn how we can run JUnit test suite using test runner class. So in the previous two sessions of JUnit 4, you already learned how we can do the setup for JUnit 4 test class run and what are the different basic annotation available in JUnit. So today in this session you will learn how instead of running a single JUnit class we can club multiple class in a JUnit test suite and we can run them. Also we can use test runner class. So in real time scenario, executing one test case at a time is the last preferred option, right? So users generally do not use, right, to run each and every test class uniquely. Instead of that, they prefer to run multiple test class, right? It can be anything, right? It can be TestNG, it can be JUnit or other class, right? Or Java class also. So user have cases wherein they need to run a group of related or unrelated test case. In JUnit, test suite allows user to aggregate all JUnit test cases from multiple classes in one place and run it together. So whenever we are talking about running all the classes in together, we have to create a test suite, JUnit suite, right? So we have to use the below annotation @run with, we have to use suite.class and @suite class where we need to give all the class name one by one, right? In case we are using suppose 5 test class, so you have to give the test class 1 dot class, test class 2 dot class with comma separated. There is another way through which directly we can create the test suite, which is the inbuilt feature of JUnit. Okay, so I will show you how we can create different class and how we can create different suite. So in the last two sessions you already created two different class. So I'll create another one more class here, new other. Here I will type JUnit. You can see there is two options available. One is JUnit test case, one is the JUnit test suite. So I will first create another JUnit test case. Test case for suite. I am giving the name, okay, and I am clicking on the finish simply. Okay, you can see @test annotation is coming and public void. I can give the test name test suite. Okay, and here I am just want to print out something. I can add something to print out. Control spacebar ISO. So class for test suite. Okay. Now, so this class has been created. Now, if you want to run the class, you can run it using the run as option, JUnit test, right? So, class you can run it. Okay. So, it will be run in standalone way. Similarly, whatever classes is there already in the particular packages, so you can run them in standalone way, right? You can see the output is coming, and also JUnit test classes. If you expand it, you can see the method name test suite, right? Okay, and total time taken of the time and the output, right? Class for elaborating JUnit test suite, right? So we'll close that JUnit part, and if you open the other class, so JUnit for training, right, where we have already have one method called test and JUnit annotation. There are few more class available, before class, after class, address before, after, and there are also two test. I have created two test methods, so I will be removing one test method, so it will be simple, or I will be just commenting out. So here right now I have three class. So one class I have created just now, which is like test suite class, and it is the output, and another class was there JUnit, where only test method is there and some output is coming. We have also added some assertion, and JUnit annotation class you can see before and after, and before class, after class, all the annotation along with one test method is also there, right? output for JUnit. If you run into standalone mode, you can see here the output will be coming. Okay, because before, after, everything will be coming, right? Before method, first before class, then before method, then method, I mean at the rate test and test case, then after class and after test, right? After, sorry, I mean at the rate after and at the rate after class. So all the output will be coming. And if we run JUnit 4, so if you want to run standalone way, you can see here, right? So all the classes we are running in standalone way, not all the, I mean all the classes we are running in unique way, right? It is not possible to run or group all the classes together and running them in one shot, right? So all the classes we are running in single way. You can see output is coming for each and every classes and test method. Okay, now I want to run all the classes at the same time. Then how, what is the way to run those things, right? We have to create a test suite, right? So we can directly create a test class where we can use the run with and suite class, and we can give the class name, or there is another option, right? We will directly create test suite, new, and then others, and here you just need to type JUnit. So I already showed there is an option called JUnit test suite. You need to select it and need to click on the next. You can see whatever JUnit class is already there, right? Those are already being available, right? These are the JUnit classes are already created, so those are being already available. So I need to give the name of the suite, right? So JUnit test suite, I am giving the name. Okay, and you can see here by default it is creating under the SRC packages, and package name you can see JUnit, right? JUnit for training. Now if you want to check or uncheck something, you can uncheck it, right? If you want to uncheck the JUnit annotation, so only those two classes will be clubbed into the test suite, and if you want to select everything, it will be there. Okay, so I will select all the classes now in the test suite, JUnit test suite. So if you click on the finish, you can see, right, the classes is created and the method name is JUnit test suite, right? Whatever you have given, sorry, class name. Okay, and you can see at the rate run with suite.class is coming, right, by default, and suite at the rate suite classes is coming. So all the classes name JUnit for training, JUnit annotation, and test case for suite. So okay, this is the way we can create. And here you can create a method or some method. If you do not want to create some method, it's fine, it will still execute it. Now if you want to run as, right, JUnit test, you can see all the classes whatever we have created in that package will be running one by one, right? So first one is JUnit for test, right? It is coming my test 5 test ng test output, then your JUnit annotation, right? So first it is running the before class output, then before output, and then at the rate test annotation, so whatever method was there output, right, it is matching, then afters, right, and then after a class, and another class whatever is created test case for test suite, so this output is also matching. So with the help of JUnit test suites, we can club together multiple classes and we can run them in a single shot. And if you expand it here, you can see here, right, package name dot class name is coming here one by one, right? And if you want to expand it, you can see the method name for each and every class. So that is the way for clubbing all the classes in a single test JUnit suite and running them together. Okay, now I will show you. Suppose if I want to create a runner class, right, and through which we can also run each and every test case, every class as well as the test suite. Okay, so now I will simply create a runner class. So I will create simple Java class, not the testng class. Okay, so how, with the help of main method, we can still execute the testng test suite or testng class. Okay, so here I need to give, suppose, test runner, and here I need to definitely, as a Java class, I need to select the public static void main, right? Otherwise Java class execution will not be possible. Okay, So this, I mean, I have created the class. Then I can use some, right, I need to use JUnit core class through which I will run the JUnit test class or JUnit suite. Okay, so I will use that particular result first. Then I will declare some, I mean, create some variable object or instance of the result. Okay, equal to JUnit core, and if you press dot, you can see run classes option will be there. Method, this is the method, run classes, and here I need to give the class name whatever I want to run. Suppose in case I want to run any class, so I need to give the class name, and if I want to run that particular suite, so I can give that suite name, right, that class name. Okay, here dot class, you can see it's coming. So I can run any unique class as well as I can run the suite, right, whatever you have created with the help of test run class, right. Then I will close with colon, and here some warning message is there because we need to import, right, result, okay, from org.junit.runner, and also we need to import, right, JUnit core. Okay, so it's already there, it's imported. Okay, now I need to use simple for loop, I mean enhanced for loop. So I'll be using for bracket failure. I'll be creating some variables here, failure, and obviously you know the syntax for enhanced for loop, right. Here I'll be using result dot get failure in case any failure is there, right. Similarly you can use failure count like that, so I'll be using failures. Okay, and then I'll be giving some bracket here. This is the syntax for enhanced for loop. Here you can see some error message, so we need to import the failure, sorry, it should be failure. Okay, okay, so it's, you can see here the failure also imported from org.junit.runner.notification packages. Then I want to print out, right, print out the failure, and I need to convert to string in case of any failure is there, right, to string. Also I can print out, right, the result, whatever result, right, we are getting, so I can print out result. So using the concatenation, this is the variables. So if it is pass or fail, I want to check, right, result dot was successful. Okay, so here I have created a test runner class where I am checking any failure is there or not, and I am converting the failure to string, and in case I also validate it is successful or not. Okay, so I want to get all the error message here. Okay, now if you run your program, so now all the test cases passed as only, so it will not open the JUnit, right. So if you run here from here, right, so you can see here output will be there in the console, and it will also open the JUnit, right. So it in the left pan you can see the JUnit is opening, right. But I have created the test runner class here, okay, which is the Java class, right, not the testng class. That is the reason here main method is there. Okay, now if you run it, you can see the option you can get it run as Java application. Okay, so if you running here, you can see, okay, here I can give some space, so the result will be true. So now if you run it, you can see, so it is also running that JUnit test suite, because in the JUnit test suite the three classes there, JUnit for training. So JUnit for training output is my first ng test, right, it is coming. Then it is running the JUnit annotation. So in the JUnit annotation, at the rate before class everything is there. So these are the 5 lines of code, output is coming, and then it is running the test case for suite. So this is the output, right, class for elaborating JUnit test case, it is also coming. And here in the test runner class, right, I want to get whether it's pass or fail. You can see result is coming as true. So overall the class, all the classes is running as true. So I can get the result as true. Okay. Now let's say I'll be changing the assertion point so that it will get failed. Suppose it will be changing it to 10 equal to 11. So it will not match, right? So now if you want to run it with the help of test engine suite, it will also give you the correct result, right? Because it one particular method in a particular class will be failed, right? You can see it is right. A output is coming, but you can see here one class is failed. That is the result. Overall, it is getting failed, right? And the test method is failed in the JUnit for training class. Okay, because I have changed the assertions verification point. So assert equals I want to check 10 with 11. You can see if you expand it here, right? Or if you want to get that, right? Copy failure result, you can get it, right? If you need to open some notepad, then you can paste it here, okay, and if you can verify that that problem, right? Assertion failure is coming, okay. So you can correct it. Now say, okay, I will be closing all the JUnit, right? And also I am just removing the result here in the consoles. Now I want to run the same thing, right? Same JUnit test suite where all the classes is consisting, right, through the test runner class, which is the Java class, not the test JUnit class, right? If we run as, you can see here it's coming as Java applications. Okay, now you can see the output, the error is also coming in the console. So you no need to open it, the JUnit, and also no need to copy paste the result. You can see it's coming, right? So output is coming, and you can see the problem, right? The error is coming, right? Test JUnit for training, JUnit for training. This is the package name and this is the class name, right? This is the class name and this is the package name. Expected is 10, but it was coming as 11. So error message is coming right here. That's why in case of any failure, it is the useful to create your test runner class through which you can run and you can easily verify the what is the error message in the console instead of going through the JUnit, right? And you can see result is coming as false because only one class in that one method in all the classes, right? Whatever test suite has been created is getting failed. That is the reason, right? And if you fail multiple another class, say I want to fail another class, okay, so I will be using that assert equal, okay, and here I am failing that class also, okay, so I will be changing to 12 and 11, okay, so this class will also fail. So if you run it again, right, so you can see the failure will also come for both the classes, right? You can see the output method is coming for all the classes whatever is declared in the JUnit test suite, right? But here you can see the first failure is in the test method, right, which is the JUnit for training class, right? JUnit for training class, this is the method name is test, assertion is getting failed 10 and 11, expected is 10 but coming as 11. Another failure is test suite, right? So method name is test suite and the class name is test case for suite. So this is the class name and package name you can see JUnit for package. Expected is 12 whereas coming as 11, right? And overall result is false. That means it's failure, right? So that's why, right? Definitely you can create multiple JUnit class in your project, like under the SRC folder under the package you have to create multiple packages as well. So once it is done, right, and if you want to execute all the classes in a single shot, so you have to create JUnit suite, right, where you will be using the annotations, right, run with the suite.class and at the rate suite class you have to give all the classes name one by one, right, the class name dot class, that is the syntax, okay. So you can run it from using that JUnit suite, but it's preferred to create a test runner class, right, where we can get any kind of result for failure, right. So any kind of failure result, just like the so whenever you are using Selenium WebDriver, right, any kind of failure is printing in the console, so it will be very much easy to rectify the error, to analyze the error and to rectify the error, okay. So that is the reason test runner class you can create it through which you can run any class. So you can run a single class or you can run a test suite. So you need to change it, right, only that change, otherwise all the syntax will remain same. So you need to use some enhance for loop where you will get all the failures, you can convert the failure message to string and you can also get the overall idea of the class, whether it's pass or fail, like it's true or false, result is true or false. Okay, so that's way, right, you can run JUnit test suite using test runner class. So this is the process I have mentioned also here. First need to create multiple classes, then you need to create test suite, right, where we will group all the test cases, then we will create the test runner class to invoke the test suite created, then we will be execute the test runner class, so that in case of any failure is there, so you can get the failure details instead of going to the JUnit details, JUnit test result. We can get the result in the console itself at the class level, at the method level, and we can correct them. Okay, so that's all for today's session. Thank you.